legitimate questions that we would have as Bengals fans if we could talk to Duke Tobin. And Zach has been preparing, reading every piece of literature that's ever been written on Duke Tobin and all 3 interviews he's done in the last 27 years. So he is ready for this one right now.
Only 3.
So, Nick, I know you've been waiting all day for this, so you get to do the first question.
So, Duke, what is your plans for next year for player development with bringing in anybody in from the NFL draft? And what is your scouting reports looking like?
Yeah, so we really liked what we had this year for a team. Unfortunately, injuries kind of kept us out of the fight there for a long time. But we really like what we have in the locker room. The draft is going to be the draft. We've got some player analysis going on right now. We got the 10th pick, and we've got some eyes on some good high-end prospects that need a lot of development.
So, Duke, a question for you. Is this the year that the Bengals are going to start taking a more serious look at, player production over player traits?
Yeah, we got a lot of guys that have a lot of good skill sets, and we got a really good coaching staff that can really put the pieces together, if you will. We really like those guys, and we like what we have in the building, and we're just gonna develop everybody that walks through those doors and see how it plays out.
So, Duke, what do you say to the people that have looked at the draft classes in the past couple of years and they've really seen no production from any of those guys? What does that say about the scouting department and the players that you've actually wanted to pick?
Yeah, we've liked everybody in our drafts the last few years. We brought in guys like Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. They've really worked out for us. DJ Turner is probably another one. We're really high on a guy like Shamar Stewart, Demetrius Knight Jr., Barrett Carter. Those guys are going to be affordable for us going forward, and I can't wait to watch them going forward.
Yeah, you talk about affordability all the time, and Duke, when we're looking at the Brown family, when we think about acquiring either new talent or acquiring free agents, especially when we think about players like Trey Hendrickson and bringing players like that back. We know you guys missed out on Jesse Bates. What's the talks like when you're looking at a player like Trey Hendrickson and bringing someone like that back?
Yeah, we're pretty set on what we have set across the board. Again, we're in the top 10 in cap space this coming up season, and we're going to do everything we can to try to make sure that Joe is happy with the people around him, and it doesn't mean that it's going to work out, but we're pretty confident in what we're able to do and who we're going to be evaluating going forward.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. You talk about evaluating. Can you tell us a little bit about your process?
Yeah, we just look at their characteristics, if they're good and bad, indifferent. We also like to know if they're freak athletes. We feel like we can develop those within our building, and yeah.
Don't worry,
I appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah, a couple more questions for you here, Duke, before we let you go. We know you got a really busy schedule and all that fun stuff. So how are you going to
I'm going to Cancun with Jamar. So
how are we going to avoid another Jamar T situation with DJ and Dax? What are your plans to avoid that drama?
Yeah, we've already got the money set aside for them. It's a take it or leave it situation for both of those guys. So we're just going to see how that plays out.
Doesn't usually play out well for you.
Yeah, so I mean, when we look historically speaking, based on the trade deals and really lack thereof, the trade deals that you and the rest of the organization usually work out. especially with acquiring and keeping and maintaining your talent. We know it kind of seems like everything comes down to the wire, last minute, making those trade deals happen, or re-signing free agents that you want to keep. What is in the strategy for you with keeping guys like Trey Hendrickson, DJ Turner, talent like that you want to be able to return to your team? Tell me a little bit about the process, about how you were able to keep them here as opposed to someone else being able to offer them something else.
Well, like in the Trey situation, it was kind of strung out. It really wasn't on us. It was more on him. He really was really high on himself for this coming season. We love him. We appreciate everything he's done for this organization. I'm trying to keep a straight face.
I'm sorry. I'm dying over here. There's no way. How do you defend any of this? How do you defend? Because these are like the answers that you're giving are probably going to be similar to what Duke's going to be giving on Friday.
All right, hold on. And Game Face Pro.
Go back to
All right.
So acquiring and maintaining good players that you already have in-house, how does that process work for the Bengals?
Yeah, we talk with Katie and Mike and Zach and Joe, and we kind of sit down and we just talk about what the budget looks like, and we kind of set aside what we feel is best for those players. We don't really take into consideration their key contributions of what they've done. We want to make sure that we get every bit of our money back, so that way those individuals don't pan out for us in the future. It still works in our favor.
So any other questions for Duke? We know he's got a very busy schedule.
I got a flight for Cancun in about 12 minutes. So
I got one last question for you. So Duke, blink twice if the Brown family is holding you against your will. Thank you for your time, Duke.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.